guys, it's Drea, and I wanted to tell you guys today a little bit about my experience going to Mexico to get a root canal. And I'm sitting on the ground because I'm trying to use some of the daylight that's left, and I don't have a fancy camera set up. So, oh yeah, and my hair's wet because I just got out of the shower. Anyway, a couple weeks ago I started feeling a pain in my mouth, and I've felt this pain before because I had a root canal. I've actually had 2 other root canals done, and so the pain is really excruciating. It's like somebody stabs you in the mouth with a knife, and then imagine that knife being electrocuted, and so it's like sending this electric shock of pain in your mouth. And mine was the second to last molar and on the top, and it was creating a pain from here all the way up my head and was giving me this horrible headache. And like I said, I was dealing with it for 2 weeks. I was taking ibuprofen every couple of hours, and it was really bad. Especially taking that much ibuprofen is bad on your body and everything too. So the reason why I went to Mexico has a short backstory. In December of last year, I had just turned 26 in November, and I had to get health insurance. So I already did not have dental insurance, and I signed up for health insurance and dental insurance at the same time at healthcare.gov, and I got an email for the health insurance, it paid for it, and it was all set up. I was expecting to get an email for the dental insurance too, but I never got one. And so after like a month, I got a bill in the mail for the dental, and I forgot to pay it right away. And so I called on February 2nd to find out if I could pay for it, and they said that the open enrollment was already closed. So I couldn't have dental insurance unless I found one on my own. And so I did look, but a lot of them are, they only cover like 50% of the procedures, or in the first year they don't even cover root canals. So I was like, that doesn't make any sense. That's not going to work for me. And then you guys know Will. He's from the Philippines, and I actually had a filling done in the Philippines when we went last year, and that went smoothly, and it was maybe $10, I think, which is super, super cheap. So he's like, why don't you go to the Philippines to get your root canal? And I'm like, yeah, that's really far. I don't think so. So when he said that, it sparked something in my mind, thinking, I could go to Mexico and get this done. So I started Googling and researching to see how much it might cost, because a root canal here in Las Vegas costs from like $1,100 to $1,500 for the whole thing, for the root canal, the post, and the crown. In Mexico, I paid $300 for the root canal procedure, and I'm going to be going back in a couple weeks, probably paying like $400 for the post and the crown. I'm not sure on the price yet. But the experience in Mexico was super easy. I was expecting it to be fine. Like, I've never heard any real horror stories about people going to Mexico to get something done that wasn't safe. So Will and I decided on Sunday night to drive down to San Diego, and then we slept in the car. We called on Monday morning, that was February 6th, I think, and so it was actually Mexico's Constitution Day, and we were afraid that all of the places were going to be closed because it's a federal holiday. But luckily, we called a place, and they called me back within maybe 20 minutes, and they set up an appointment for me for 2 o'clock the same day. And I feel like in America that never happens. They're like, oh yeah, we can set you up in 2 more weeks or a month or whatever. And it's ridiculous because you pay so much for insurance, and then your doctors are always too busy for you, it seems like, when you're actually in pain. So anyway, that was nice. It was really quick that I got in. The office staff was really nice too. We called and they were like, yeah, we'll meet you at the border and we'll walk you to the office. It's only like a quarter of a mile to the office from the border. So Will and I crossed the border to Mexico, and we call one of the office staff, and she comes and she meets us. She walks us to the office. It's super clean inside, super nice. The wait wasn't really long, and wasn't longer than in America. And she took my x-rays on the tooth that I thought it was, and it was that tooth. And then she got started. Everything was clean. She was very thorough. She made sure to take more x-rays to make sure she got it all, to make sure she wasn't going too deep. And then she used some technology. I think it was to measure the depth of the root. I'm not sure. I don't know how that works, but I've never seen that here in America. And yeah, so my tooth doesn't hurt anymore, which is amazing because I was in so much pain. I just couldn't bear it at all. And if you're thinking about going to Mexico to get some work done, if you're lucky enough like me where I was only a 5-hour drive away, I would highly recommend it. Yeah, definitely do it. It's totally worth it if you can't afford to have dental insurance. Totally do it. Yeah. Anyway, sorry that I rambled on so long, but I will give you guys an update when I get my post and my crown done after I go back to Mexico in a week or two. I'm not sure. But as of right now, I am very happy. See you guys later.